our week of Water Week, and we had some nature projects as well. We're going to work on our paper making, finishing it up tomorrow. Today we're going to work on a watercolor project by Joseph Mallard William Turner, a long name. And here are two of his paintings he created right here. So, he did a really good job in showing weather in his pictures. So, a lot of his pictures suggest a smoky, hazy, misty, stormy, drizzly, even foggy look to them. This morning, was it sunny this morning?
No.
No, what was it? What was it out? It was foggy. And the fog, we call it burned off, which means the sun came out and the fog went away. So his pictures here, a lot of them are on water. There's a lot of water in the pictures, and they're showing buildings, boats, bridges around them. So what you're going to do today is you're going to take your paper, and what's the first thing you put on the back of it before you start? Name. Very good. So I put my name on the back here, and then I turn it over. Now what I want to do is I want to outline a picture. So I want to put my river in first, and then add buildings, a boat or two, people, trees. Doesn't have to be a lot of things in there. So I'm going to take my river, and it's closest to me right here in the corner. And I'm going to draw a line here. And I'm just going to leave this bottom part here. And on this side, I'm going to put some buildings on here. Simple buildings. Outline them. I don't need to draw them in really dark. Just do some buildings. I'm making a three-dimensional building here. And it's going off the paper. That's okay. I don't want to see all the building. And next to it, I'm going to put a little bit of a tree here. Now these are simple shapes because this is going to be a fuzzy picture. Not a lot of items are in here. And I'm going to put a simple boat on the water here. Simple boat. And then I'm going to put some, step back up a little please so everyone can see. Put some lines for the water in there. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to put another small house right here. Just a simple, small house. Put a door on there, put a window. And this building isn't very tall. I'm going to make it about 3 stories tall. Make sure I get the right lines here. Okay. Get the windows in. So I'm not putting much in here, just a little bit of detail on my picture. Put a door. Every building needs a door. Don't forget the door. Otherwise you can't go in and out of it. So here are my windows.
Do we have to draw buildings down?
You don't have to draw a building, but make it interesting. If you look in this picture here, all you see is a storm and a boat. So just something, just to give you an idea. Now there are 2 different types of buckets here. We have buckets for clear water only. I have a big brush here. What you're going to do is you're going to brush the entire paper with clear water. Now you want all of it to be wet, but I don't want to have big pools of water, which means lots of standing water. Because you know what, that's not good for your picture, especially at the end when you put it on the drying rack, because the colors will run more than you want to. They'll mix together. But I still want every part of this to be wet. So now I take my watercolors here. I take the other brushes. Now this is my bucket for watercolors here. So this is the bucket that I'm going to use for putting colors in, and I don't want any colors there. So here we go with the watercolors, and I'm going to start off with the water. I'm going to take some blue here. Don't want a lot of blue on my painting?
No.
Just a little bit here. If I put too much on, what I can always do is take a little of water and smear it around. Whoops, I put it in this. So I'm going to switch. I'm going to put my big brush in here. So be very careful. It's easy to make a mistake. It's easy to make a mistake. You can always switch out the water, but be very careful. So I'm making this very watery, and the colors are blending. Look at the blue. We call this bleeding. It is going over onto the grass area there. And I'm going to take some green for the grass and start putting it in here. Get a little bit more color on my brush. And put it on here. And it's bleeding together. the colors are mixing. So it's giving a fuzzy, hazy look because we don't want sharp lines. Sharp lines, or what's called hard lines, are these lines here that have nice edges. This right here are soft lines. You see the soft line of the river meeting up with the grass in the picture here. So, oops, I put a little too much green in there. What happens if I put too much color on here?
Take some water.
I take some water and I can just move it around to the rest of the picture. Now look, I'm getting some color on the house I don't want, so I can just take that. I'm going to take some orange and cover it up a little bit. It's okay, the colors are going to mix together. That's part of the assignment, is that they are going to mix and blend a little bit. It gives it that fuzzy look. Take some red for the roof. And there we go. So you're going to see the colors. Look at this, how there's a lot of green on the building now. I'll move this out of the way so you can see. There's a lot of green. So I'm going to take black, not too much black. Black can go a long ways. A little bit goes a long ways. And I mix it in here. I take that green and I mix it into my gray. Oops. So a little too much black on here, but that's okay, because I'm mixing it into the rest of the building here. There you go. What have I done? What have I done with the windows?
How about a top? Blue.
Cover them up. Well, I can put the top on. A lot of times the top of a building is a different color. And I'm going to take and I'm going to do some dark blue for the windows so they stand out. Yes?
The house is getting ruined.
House is just mixing together. It's creating a fuzzy effect. So I'm going to let it dry a little bit and then I'll go over with some more green here. In fact, this is a little wet right here. I'm going to let that dry a bit. And I take some more green and I go over that area. So some of yours might bleed or blend together too much. You can let it dry a little bit and then go back over it. We want to create this hazy, blurry effect to my picture here. And then I keep going with the boat. The boat, a lot of boats are brown, but you can do whatever color you want. So there we go. And I take some more blue and I mix it around the boat. And so this is part of our... Does everyone understand how to do this?
Yes.
So I'm not going to finish this because I want you to have enough time. You want to do at least one nice picture. Hold on. Hold on a second. What's the first thing you do? You put your name on the back. Okay, here are some examples up here. Get started. Draw first, and then I'll bring you the watercolors.